Hi, I'm Ben Banks. I'm an English instructor here at the Community College of Philadelphia and a certified yoga teacher. And this is Asami and Judah. Today I'm going to take you through a 1-hour beginner's yoga class. It's a Vinyasa yoga class, which means it's flow yoga. Basically, the asanas are sequenced together and follow one after the other in roughly continual movement. We're going to start off seated today. I'm sitting in what's called Virasana. Vira means either hero or warrior. When you sit in Virasana, it means hero's pose. I'm going to show you how to make this a little bit more accessible to beginners. So you want to start off by kneeling. Kneeling with your hands on your hips and your knees together. Take your feet out to the edge of the mat and take your thumbs, roll the calf flesh out from underneath your thighs. Begin to sit back. You want to bring your sit bones right down to the floor if you can and release the skin from the front of your knees. Now, if this is challenging for you, and if you're a beginning yoga student, it will be, feel free to take a yoga brick or a yoga block and prop it up underneath your sit bones. Another option is to sit directly on your heels. Sit in Virasana, pressing the shins and the tops of the feet down and resting your palms on your thighs. In Japan, men and women sit like this for long periods of time, especially at a tea ceremony or at a special occasion. You want to sit up nice and tall with a nice straight back, not overarching the lower spine or caving in the chest. Rest your palms, nice and easy, first face down, and then take the palms and turn them up. You want to try to cultivate a nice receptive quality to the hands. Close your eyes, tilt your head slightly forward, and relax the neck and shoulders. Relax the skin and muscles of the face, especially around the eyes and the lips. Release your lower jaw, float your lower jaw side to side. You can keep your hands like this, or if you'd like, touch the index fingers and thumbs, either at the tips or tucking the index fingers into the first knuckle of the thumbs. This is called a mudra. It's a special hand position. This particular one is called Jnana Mudra, which means wisdom. The index finger in yoga represents the individual ego, since we use it to point to ourselves and to others. And the thumb represents universal ego. So you combine these two together into a circle, representing wisdom. Close your eyes, lift your sternum, press your sit bones down, press the legs down. You can allow the legs to feel heavy, right? Rooted into the earth, grounded. But find a lightness in the upper body, right? That from the navel down, you feel connected to the earth. But from the navel up, you feel a levity, a lightness and expansion. With your eyes closed, you want to direct your inner gaze towards the center of your chest, towards your heart. At first, just observe your breath. Notice where your thoughts are. And notice the mind-body connection. The one true goal of yoga is to calm our minds down, to stop that constant circling of thoughts and judgments and opinions, and just to slow that merry-go-round down, bringing the mind to a standstill. The easiest way to do that is to focus on your breath, to listen to the sound of your breath at the base of your throat, or to feel for the breath at the base of your throat, and to take the breath, which is usually shallow and automatic and unconscious, and make it a deep, conscious, deliberate breath. So you breathe in from the lower belly to the middle ribs, all the way up to the collarbones. Float the collarbones, and exhale from top to bottom. It's a one smooth, continual exhalation. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Notice the pause at the end of the exhalation. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Find a nice steady rhythm to your breath. You want to maintain that rhythm throughout the class. Even if my breathing cues don't match up exactly with your movements, follow your own natural rhythm. Okay? At the end of class, we'll leave time to allow ourselves to come back to a natural breath. Sit in stillness. Let go of anything on your agenda for later in the day. Let go of any unfinished business. Over and over again, come back to your breath. Take a few more breaths here. The hardest part of yoga is turning the corners of your mouth up. You want to try to maintain a little half smile throughout the course. It'll have a profound effect on your mood. Okay, let's float our eyes open. Keep a soft focus to the eyes. Interlace your fingers in front of you, nice and tight. On an inhalation, take the arms out and up. Draw the biceps up alongside the ears and press up. Now press the legs down and reach up with the arms. Lift your sternum up. Take the tips of the shoulder blades into the rib cage behind you and stretch up. You want to look straight ahead. Don't force the stretch. Press the armpits forward. Draw the inner elbows towards each other. Reach up, maybe a tiny bit more, and then exhale. Float the hands down. Turn your palms towards you. Look at the way your fingers are laced up. You want to take the other index finger on top this time. Inhale again. Coordinate the movement, your breath, and your awareness. Sweep the arms out and up. This time, tilt your head back a little bit. Look up at your hands. Lift the sternum and stretch up. Press down with the shins, the tops of the feet. Press the sit bones down. Lengthen the spine. You want to create space vertebra by vertebra. And exhale to come down. Let's take a twist to the right. Take your left arm, nice straight line to the back of the forearm and hand, across your thighs. Your right hand either to the floor behind you, to the fingertips, or to a block. The block allows me to keep my shoulders squared off. Without the block, I'd be dipping down like that, and I'd really be distorting the shape of my upper body. So again, press down first, lift up on the inhalation, exhale, twist to the right, turn and look out over your right shoulder. It's a nice, gentle twist to start. Try to bring your throat, your face, your eyes into the twist. If you'd like, you can take your right hand and loop it around your waist to the inside of the left thigh and use that to leverage the twist a little bit deeper, but don't force it. Now, one more element here. You want to turn and look out over the left shoulder. So you have a nice counter twist, a nice contrapposto position. Twisting is really good, especially early in the day for your digestion, for your stomach. Inhale to release and just unwind. Use the sweep of the right arm this time. Nice straight line to the back of the arm, the back of the hand. Cross the left thigh, left fingertips to the floor or to a block. Again, sit up nice and tall first. There you go. Inhale, lift the sternum. Exhale, twist to the left. Bring your throat, your face, your eyes into the twist, like you were trying to look at the wall behind you. Press down and lengthen up. So you want to spiral the energy up like it was spiraling up a barber's pole or a candy cane. Loop the left hand around the waist to the inside of the right thigh. If you can't get there, just grab your shirt or grab your shorts, and now use that to leverage the twist a little deeper. Turn and look out over the right shoulder. Good. Press down and lengthen. Gently squeeze the core muscles. You draw the navel in towards the spine. Again, this helps massage the internal organs. Inhale to release, and take your arms out to a T. You're going to turn the right palm to face up. Inhale, take the left hand to the floor, bend the left elbow, reach out and up with the right hand. You're just stretching the right side of the body this time. If you can, tilt your head back, look up by your right fingers. Roll the wrist out. Nice supple joints. Flutter the fingers like a belly dancer. Stretch and open the right side of the spine. Inhale to come down. Right fingertips to the floor, turn the left hand up. Inhale, breath, movement, and attention. Bend the right elbow, tilt your head back. Where you're looking is called your dristi. You want your dristi to be your left fingertips here. Again, roll the wrist out, both directions. Flutter the fingers like a ballet dancer. Inhale to come up. Okay, and lean forward. Come to all fours to tabletop pose. If you're sitting on a yoga block or brick, take that to the side. And come to a nice flat back. You want your wrists basically right under your shoulders. Your knees about outer hip width apart to start. On an exhalation, your chin comes to your chest, the navel comes into your spine. Come into what's called cat pose or angry cat. Press the floor away from you. Now really arch the spine. Maybe a little more, Asami. There you go. and almost like a cathedral vault, right? Inhale the other way. Spin the inner elbows forward, the eyes of the elbows, tilt the hip points forward, lift your gaze, and come to what's called cow pose. This time you dip the inner elbows in, spin the eyes of the elbows to point forward. If you can, if you have the flexibility in your shoulders. Exhale other way. You want to take a few rounds here. Move back and forth, right? Move at your own pace. Find a nice rhythm to the movement, a dance-like rhythm. You want to maintain this rhythm throughout the class if you can. This is a very simple, easy exercise. Everyone can do this. It's a nice way just to keep the spine flexible and healthy. And they say this really facilitates the circulation of spinal fluid, keeping your spine healthy. Nice, Judah. Good. Let's come back to all fours. Starting in tabletop pose again. This is a nice, safe, easy abdominal exercise, which unlike crunches, it doesn't put any strain on your back. So you want to start off in all fours. Look straight down to start. Find your breath, find your balance. Now gently squeeze your abdominal muscles. On an inhalation, lift your right hand, lift your left leg. Just to hip and shoulders height. Flex the left foot in towards you. That's called dorsiflexing the foot. And stretch out here. If you'd like, you could look up. Now, if you start to wobble a little bit here, that's okay. This is called wobbly table pose. Good. And nice flat back again if you can to start. Lift the arm just to shoulders height. Nice asami. Exhale to come down. Look straight down again. Find your balance. Find your breath. And we'll take the other side. Inhale the left arm up and the right leg. If you'd like, look forward. Now, reach through the heel, reach through the fingertips. Use your core muscles to maintain your balance. This is sort of like working on a exercise ball, a physio ball, right? Again, nice flat back to start. Try not to overarch the spine. Exhale to come down. All right, so that's a nice pose to repeat. It builds up some heat in the muscles and some memory in the muscles. We'll take the other side again. Inhale the right hand and left leg. Staying here, just like we did before, or if you'd like, reach back, take hold of the top of the left foot, ankle or shin. Press the foot into your hand, the ankle into your hand. That's going to lift and open the chest. Right? Instead of lifting from the chest, let the press of the leg open you up. A little bit of a back bend here. Exhale to come down. One more time, other side. Look straight down, find your balance, find your breath. Float the left hand up the right leg. Stretch out. Imagine two friends helping you here. Stay here, no problem, or reach back, catch hold of the top of the foot. Press the foot into the hand. That's going to lift the chest, open the chest. Press the right hand firmly into the floor. Right? If you lose your balance, no problem. So it's a non-credit class, no grades, excuse me. And if you fall, just be like a little kid learning to walk. You start all over again. And exhaling to come down. We can also take a twist using the floor for support. So step your knees together. Inhale, lift your right hand out and up with the palm facing down. On an exhalation, you're going to take the right hand, turn it to face up, thread it right behind the left wrist. Bring your right shoulder and right temple to the floor. Bend the left elbow, come up on your left fingertips. Press into the back of your right hand, revolve and look up. Stay here. This could be your first stage. Or float the left hand out and up. You're going to loop the hand around the back to the inside of the thigh, just like we did seated. Leverage the twist. Another option is to reach the left hand out in front of you at 12 o'clock. Pull with the left hand and press into the back of the right hand. So we have gravity helping us here. Gravity helping with the twist to massage the lower internal organs, the mid-internal organs. Now, add one more element. That is to squeeze the muscles of the pelvic floor, draw them in and up, the abdominal muscles in and up. So they say in yoga that even the bottom of the heart here gets a little massage. So these are benefits that you can only get through yoga and nowhere else that I know of. Inhale, unwind. Come back to all fours. Your knees are still together and the hands still right under the armpits. Inhale the left arm out and up, palm facing down. Exhale. Turn the left hand up, thread it right behind the right wrist. Bring your left shoulder down your left temple, come up on the right fingertips. Inhale. Exhale, begin to twist, pressing into the hand. You want to bend the right elbow to a 90-degree angle. Stay here or take the right hand out and up. Thread it inside the left thigh, and once you get there, use that to leverage the twist. Draw the perineum in and up, the abdominal muscles in and up. You want to try to take your gaze up if you can. Another option is to reach the right hand out in front of you, pull with the right hand, and press into the back of the left hand. Never force any of the twists, right? You want to work at your level, work at your edge. You go to your edge and then back off a little bit, right? Work at your limit. That point where any more would be too much, any less wouldn't be enough. Good. Inhale, unwind. And come back to all fours. Walk your hands out in front of you a little bit. You want your arms roughly to be at about a 30-degree angle. If I were to drop a line straight down here, this would be the angle that's about 30 degrees. Now, inhale, lean forward between your hands. Exhale, press back. Inhale, lean forward. Imagine a belt around your waist with a cable attached to that belt. Exhale, press back. This time, that cable and belt lift you up and back. Walk your hands in a little bit. Press up and back. Lift your heels. Straighten the arms. So we're coming towards downward facing dog pose. Adho Mukha Svanasana. We're going to work our way into it. So, exhale, bend your right knee, press your left heel down, almost like a pneumatic press. Other side, inhale, bend the left knee, exhale, like a pneumatic press, press the right heel down. Just like we did in cat and cow. You want to go back and forth. Go at your own pace, find a nice rhythm to the movement, right? A dance-like rhythm. This is downward facing dog, and yoga theory says that if you can only do yoga 2 minutes a day, do downward dog for 2 minutes a day. You can see it stretches the most muscles of any of the yoga asanas. All of Judah's muscles are involved here. Okay, let's go a little further. You're going to lift up both heels really high. Bend the knees, bring your abdomen to your thighs, look up between your hands like you're going to leapfrog forward. So you get your lower back dipped in, concave or at least flat. Now, exhale, straighten the legs, press the heels down, press the shins back, press the thighs back. See if you can find a quality to the upper body here of the torso sort of hanging like a hammock between your hands and your pelvis. Okay? So the hands press firmly down, the upper body finds that hammock quality. You want to pigeon toe your feet a little bit, look back at your heels, right? And lift up and back. Now, exhale your knees to the floor. You're probably getting tired by now. Take the heels together. Take your sit bones to your heels. Bow forward. Take your arms alongside your body, palms facing up. And rest in what's called balasana. This is child's pose. You can come here anytime during this class or any yoga class. You want to maintain that breath we established. As long as you do that, you're still doing yoga. So take a few breaths here. Allow the spine to be completely supported, completely free-floating. Right? If you're practicing at home and you have pillows available, you can take your knees out to the side, stack pillows up here, and then just bow forward, rest on the pillows, and allow it to be a very restorative pose. Okay? Feel like a child again, balasana. All right, let's come up and back to downward facing dog again. Stretch up and back in downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward to a high plank. So we've done a little abdominal work, a little core work. We're going to do another core exercise, strengthening the abdominal muscles. Again, it's safe. Lift the right foot up about 6 inches. Flex the foot in and squeeze the leg muscles to the leg bones. Look straight down. So you'll find that when you get here, you have to use your abdominal muscles to keep that leg up, right? Reach through the back heel, flex the foot in. It's also going to strengthen your arms and shoulders. Exhale the right foot down. Inhale the left foot up, just about 6 to 8 inches. Squeeze the leg muscles to the leg bones. Consciously, deliberately use your core muscles to support the weight of that leg. All right, we're only going to do this once, but you could do this several times, and you can make it part of your daily practice, especially if you have weak abdominal muscles. It's very important to protect the lower back to have a strong core. Exhale the left foot down. Press up and back to downward facing dog. Stretch out in downward facing dog. This is going to start to feel like your resting pose, your home base. Look up between your hands, soften the knees. Walk your feet up to your hands. Feet about outer hip width apart. Pigeon toe the feet a little bit. Catch hold of opposite elbows, hang forward. You want to frame your head with your shoulders, your forearms, and your upper arms. A lot of people will hold their neck up here, but really you want to let that go. Just let gravity do the work. Completely let go, completely relax. Imagine that you were hanging over a clothesline at your waist. And Judah has a lot of weight in the balls of his feet, which is good. Most people are going to keep the weight back in the heels. So try to evenly distribute the weight over the heels and the base of the big toe and the little toe. And Asami is bending her knees, which is a really good practice too. It makes it a little easier on your lower back and less stressful on the hamstring muscles. Release your arms. Let the arms just hang there. Gently nod your head, yes. And gently shake your head, no. Inhale to roll up to standing. And come to Tadasana. Tadasana is mountain pose, right? So we made it up to standing. In the morning, right, sometimes I have to trick myself into doing yoga. So I'll start off seated and start off with very simple movements. Sometimes I'll start off lying down, just doing passive hamstring stretches. And then little by little, I can work my way into a standing yoga practice. So you don't have to start off right away with the most aggressive or most difficult standing poses. So take your hands to Namaste, which is prayer position, and bring your thumbs, press them into your sternums. Lift the sternum, tilt your head forward, close your eyes, take a breath or so here. And again, you want to, throughout the class, throughout your practice, take a moment to pause, to breathe, to feel, to notice the effects of the work, right? One of the niyamas in yoga, right, is svadhyaya, which is self-study. So throughout the class, use this as an opportunity to turn your intellect inward, to become an expert in yourself. It's almost like getting a PhD in yourself. Inhale the arms out and up, palms together. Take the gaze up, press your hip points forward, and reach up, look up, almost like you were diving for the wall behind you. This is parabola pose. So you can see from the side you're sweeping the arc of the body up through the hands like a parabola. When you're ready, exhale. Take the hands through center, bow forward. Take your fingertips to the floor or to your shins. You want to imagine you're at the edge of a swimming pool here. You want to get a long, flat back. Press the crown of the head away from the sit bones. And again, if you can, lean forward again without falling forward. Soften the knees, take the hands down. Step the right foot back to a lunge. Good. Keep the knee right over the ankle. Again, beginners will sometimes let their knee drop out to the side or inside. And work on keeping it right over the big toe. It's safer. Take the right hand down. Press the right hand into the mat. Inhale, spin the left hand up. Press down and lift up. So there's another aspect of yoga. It's called cultivating opposite forces. And you can see here that Judah is pressing down, but he's stretching up. And that his front shin presses away from the press of the back heel. So there's those two opposing forces to be balanced out. Exhale the top hand down. Frame your foot again. Step right back to downward facing dog. Stretch out in downward facing dog. This time take your gaze back to your navel or to the inner heels. Inhale, lift the right foot up. Now you want to get some momentum with that right foot. See if you can step it between the hands in one smooth step. If not, no problem. Take your left knee down. Take your right hand, just lift the foot up and put it between your hands. Come into that lunge again. Imagine you're about to start a 100-yard dash. Take the left hand down. You're going to race Usain Bolt of Jamaica. Inhale, the right hand up. Press down and reach up. He's pretty fast. Good. Now, square off the shoulders if you can. Revolve the torso. Reach up, look up. There you go. Nice Asami. Exhale the right hand down. Press back to downward facing dog again. Good. Inhale to a high plank again. Push the floor away from you. Lift the right foot up about 6 to 8 inches. Squeeze the leg muscles to the leg bones. Again, use your core muscles, your abdominal muscles. Exhale the right foot down. Inhale the left foot up. So when you start lifting the leg to work on the abdominal muscles, you'll forget about the work your arms and shoulders are doing, which is good. Exhale the left foot down. Look between your hands. Walk the feet up to the hands. Pigeon toe the feet a little bit. Catch hold of opposite elbows. Hang forward. Good. Inhale. Sweep the arms out and up. Good. Take your palms together. Parabola pose. Exhale the hands down to namaste. You're basically doing a sun salutation, but it's a variation. Inhale the arms out and up. Vinyasa yoga. Flow the poses together. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale to a long flat back. Exhale, step the right foot back to a lunge. Good. Look up, fill up your pose with prana, with energy, with chi. Step the front foot to the back foot to a high plank pose. If the high plank pose is difficult for you again, just take your knees to the floor. That's what we're going to do now anyways. Touch down with your knees and the tops of your feet, but scoot your sit bones back. Now, just hinge your elbows and touch down with your chin and chest between your hands. Do the best you can. If you can't get all the way down, that's fine. This is 8-point pose. So, Judah, bring your elbows in alongside your body. There you go. Look forward if you can. Nice asami. Now, slide forward, lie down, press the tops of the feet down, slide your fingertips back to the center of your chest. Draw the elbows in. Press the tops of the feet down. Lift your hands, lift your gaze. Imagine you're a cobra here, right? The head and neck of the cobra, your shoulders. You want to fan those shoulders wide. Exhale the forehead down. Inhale, come back through all fours momentarily, just to press up and back to downward facing dog. Stretch out in downward facing dog. Lift the right foot up. Inhale again, moving like a ninja. Step the right foot between your hands. Inhale, look up. Getting ready to start that 100-yard dash. Left foot to the right foot. Ardha Uttanasana, half forward fold with the fingers on the floor or the shins. Long flat back. Exhale, bow forward. Spill some weight into the balls of the feet without tipping forward. Cross your palms. Inhale, dive into the sky. Salute the sun. Surya is sun, namaskar, salutation. Pull your hands down to where we started. Pause, breathe, and feel. Close your eyes and check in. So in yoga, the sun symbolizes the intellect and wisdom. And also that is where the heart is the heart is the seat of the intellect and wisdom in yoga. So you're pulling the heart symbolically into the sun symbolically into your heart. So just as the moon, the light of the moon is just a reflection of the sun, the intellect of the mind is just a reflection of the intellect of the heart. Inhale, bend the knees, take the arms out and up. Utkatasana, powerful pose. Try to keep your knees together, the ankles together. You can look down. If you can't see your feet, you can take your hands, press your knees back a little bit, squeeze your thighs, a good work for the thighs. Look up towards your hands if you want, bring your hands together. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale to a long flat back. Hop, step, or float both feet back to a high push-up. Good. Lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana, low push-up, elbows in. Nice, Judah. Now dive forward and up. Lift the chest, lift the gaze. Shrug the shoulders up and back. This is upward facing dog pose. Right? Fan the collarbones. You can look straight ahead if you'd like. There you go. Nice, steady, soft gaze. Exhale, just roll back on the toes to downward facing dog. Good. And again, gaze back at your navel. Let's try that part one more time so you can get a feel for it. That's called a vinyasa. So inhale to a high plank pose. Good. Exhale, slowly lower down. Hinge the elbows. Good. Inhale, slide forward and up to cobra pose or upward facing dog. And relax the neck and shoulders. Try not to crunch the lower back, right? But grow the spine tall from the lower back to the middle back to the upper chest. Exhale to downward facing dog. Good. Release your knees down to the floor and take a breath or so in child's pose. So again, you can weave child's pose into the vinyasas. We're not going to stay here too long. We don't want to lose the momentum of the sun salutations and the heat we built up. But it can be woven into sun salutations just like any other standing pose. So again, allow yourself to completely relax, to completely let go. Remember, the goal of mind, the goal of yoga is not necessarily a stronger, more flexible body. That is an important part of it. The ultimate goal of yoga is to quiet the mind, to steady the mind, to control your own mind, right? So the Buddhist said that the mind is like a drunken monkey, right? Just swinging from one branch to another. And that's what our mind's like. So we want to control our minds, to slow them down. We do that by coming back to the breath, by deliberate conscious movement, by strengthening the body, by becoming more healthy, right? By making more, right, beneficial, ethical choices, right? That's all part of the yoga path. The most important philosophical aspect of yoga, one of the yamas, which are restraints, is ahimsa, which means non-violence. And in yoga, that doesn't mean just non-violent actions, but really it extends from non-violent actions to non-violent thoughts, right, and non-violent words. Okay? So you can begin to cultivate that first quality of non-violence, right? Just pay attention to your thoughts. And whenever you have a negative thought, because a negative thought is violence against yourself, become aware of it, replace it with a positive thought, right? Or just come back to your breath. Okay, let's lift up and back to downward facing dog again. Turn the left foot out about 30 degrees. Lift the right foot up, get some momentum, step the right foot forward, come into warrior one pose. Bend the front knee towards a 90-degree angle. A beginner will usually have the hips opened up like this. You can take your hands as guides alongside your hips and then square them off if you can. You might want to step the back foot out a little bit, turn it forward. You basically imagine you're just doing a high lunge, perhaps like you're fencing. If you can, draw the arms up alongside the ears. Look straight ahead. Now ground through the legs, from the navel down a downward energy, from the navel up an upward energy. And Judah has really nice strength and flexibility. He practices martial arts, right, and wrestling. And you can see that in his physique, right? His focus, his concentration. Good. Inhale, pull your hands into heart center. Unfurl the arms, turn the upper body sideways. Look out over the front hand. On an exhale, bend your front knee. Good. This is Virabhadrasana too. At the start of the class, I said Vira means hero, but Vira also means warrior. So this is warrior two pose, which means proud warrior. Pull your upper body back just a little bit. Bend the knee a little bit more. Good. Nice. So imagine you are pulling a bow and arrow back at heart's level. Relaxed between the neck and shoulders. Keep the knee tracking over the big toe. And get your center of gravity low, almost like you caught a wave. So partly you get the benefits of yoga by lining up the limbs like this and allowing what they call in yoga prana, the life force, or in Tai Chi, the chi to flow through you. Good. Exhale your hands down. Frame your front foot. Bend the front knee. Either take a vinyasa or step right back to downward facing dog pose. Good. Gaze at your navel. Turn the right foot out towards 2 o'clock. Lift the left foot up. Inhale, stepping and moving like a ninja. Ground through the back heel. Just float the arms up. Gaze straight ahead. Quiet your mind. Steady your breath, right? So we're focusing on the physical part of yoga, but remember the goal of yoga is to control your mind. Control your thoughts. Square off the hips. Keep pressing down through the outer edge of the back foot. Nice straight back leg. Lift the sternum up. Breathe in that 3-part inhalation, that 3-part exhalation. Good. Pull the hands into heart center. Unfurl the arms. Warrior two pose. On the other side. There you go. Now, arms at shoulders height. Relax between the neck and shoulders. Relax and extend. It's a nice, easy energy. It's more like a Tai Chi energy than a martial art. Okay? Bend the front knee a little bit more, if you can, and keep the knee tracking over the first toe. Exhale. Float the hands down. Frame your foot. Step back to downward facing dog or take a vinyasa. Remember, a vinyasa is high plank. Chaturanga Dandasana, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, which is upward facing dog, and just roll back on the toes to downward facing dog. Good. Now, look up between your hands, hop, step, or float to the front of the mat, bend the knees, take the arms out and up, palms together. Good. Utkatasana. Zigzag pose or lightning bolt pose. You can see Asami from the side. She's in this nice zigzag shape. That lightning bolt shape. Inhale, straighten your legs. And exhale, your hands down. All right, step your feet apart. We're just going to do a little shoulder opening, right? Make gentle fists with your hands. Shrug the shoulders up and back. Good. Other direction. Good. Release. Turn your palms to face forward. Now inhale, shrug the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale, shrug the shoulders up to the ears. Make a funny face. Look at the tip of your nose. This is the I don't know pose, right? And exhale, release. Thank God I wasn't called on, right? So how do teachers always know when you don't know the answer, right? Shrug. One more time. Look at the tip of your nose. Now, exhale. You want to add a sound effect, either an audible sigh or a helicopter sound, which is right? So you can be a little silly in yoga. When was the last time you just allowed yourself to play and have fun without worry or anxiety, right? Step the feet apart and whiplash the arms, okay? Like a rag doll, nice and easy. And hands on your hips and invisible hula hoop pose, right? I'm making up these names. This isn't the official Sanskrit translation. And other way, about the same number of times in both directions. And you're going to cup your knees, circle the knees. Well, actually, I did learn this in the one martial arts class. I took a self-defense class at Temple non-credit. And so this is how we warmed up. And come back to standing. Okay? Okay. We're going to do a balancing pose. Remember, we twisted at the start of class, right? When we were twisting, without even being aware of it, that gave us a sense of where our center line is, that where we're going to balance around, right? So we're going to take what's called Garvandasana, which is eagle pose. We've loosened up the shoulders, we've warmed up the hamstrings and the hip flexors, so we're ready to balance. Stand in Tadasana in mountain pose. You want to add two more elements here. And one is your drishti. Find your focal point, something to fix your gaze on. It could be something on the mat, something on the floor. And again, engage what they call the bandhas, the energy locks, lifting the pelvic floor in and up, the abdomen in and up. Take the arms out to shoulders height. Good. Bend the elbows to scarecrow's pose, which you bend the elbows, turn the palms to face back. Good. And now you're going to take the right elbow and float it under the left elbow. If you can, take the right hand into the palm of the left hand. Keep your arms nice and high. You're going to feel a really nice stretch between the shoulder blades and in the shoulders themselves. Exhale to release. Right now, we're just going to do the arm part on the other side. Good. Reach from fingertip to fingertip. Bend the elbows. Turn the palms to face back. Scarecrow pose arms. Good. Loop the left elbow under the right elbow. If you can, the left hand into the palm of the right hand. You see all this space between my forearms? If you can, you want to seal that space up and at the same time keep the elbows high. Right? If you're a beginner and you have tight shoulders for now, you don't have that flexibility yet, just work on bringing the backs of the hands towards each other. Good. Now stand nice and tall, stand nice and symmetrically. Squeeze the inner thighs towards each other and put that little Buddhist smile on your face. Remember, it's a non-credit course, no papers, no grades. Exhale, release. If you want to write a paper and send it in to me, I guess I'll take a look at it. It's voluntary. Okay, relax the arms. Pause, breathe, and feel. All right, so we're going to go into full eagle pose, Garvandasana. You're going to need to focus and concentrate. It's a difficult balancing pose. Take the arms out and up. Bend the elbows, turn the palms to face back. Soften the knees, take the right elbow under the left elbow, the right hand into the left hand. Find your drishti, your focal point. Bend the right knee. Cross the left thigh over the right thigh and stay right here. This could be your eagle pose. If you want to go deeper, then you're also going to hook the foot around the shin and come down even lower, keeping the elbows high. And come down even lower. And come down even lower. Keep the elbows high. Right? Nice, Asami. Good. Nice, Judo. Now work at your level. If you lose your balance, right, it's no big deal. You start all over again. You want to hang out here like an eagle perched on a cliff. So you've seen an eagle circling in the sky without flapping its wings. It's caught the thermal energy of the rising heat of the earth, and that's how you want to do it. You make it effortless. And inhale to release. Come out quickly. Nice. Come back to Tadasana. Hands in Namaste. Pause, breathe, and feel. And notice the effects of Garandasana. So you should feel a little out of balance here, right? Because we've only done one side. It's an asymmetrical pose. So we'll do the other side to come into symmetry. Inhale the arms out and up. And bend the elbows, palms facing backwards. Left elbow under the right elbow this time. Left hand towards the right palm. Soften the knees. Dristi, bandhas. Focus, concentrate. Cross the right knee over the left knee. You could stay right here, right? You don't have to go any further. It could be a little easier on this side, a little bit more challenging, because we're not perfectly symmetrical, right? You want to try to stand up nice and symmetrically, nice and in balance. Right, one hip is going to drift back a little bit, probably the left hip, so you have to make a conscious effort to guide the left hip around. Don't forget your breath. You don't want to hold your breath here. Catch that thermal energy. And just like a hawk and eagle circling in the sky without flapping its wings, the same quality. One more breath here. Go a tiny bit deeper if you can. Nice, nice Asami. Inhale, come out, fly out quickly. Come back to Tadasana. Hands in Namaste. And close your eyes, tilt your head forward, and breathe. Let's take one more vinyasa, but let it be nice and easy, almost like you were freewheeling on a bicycle. Inhale your arms out and up. Exhale, just very gently bow forward. So the bike is moving, you're just pedaling hard enough to keep up with it. Inhale to a long flat back, soften the knees, step right back to downward facing dog. Good. Press up and back. Exhale, release your knees down to the floor. Shift your heels over to the right and sit on the left side of your legs. So we're coming into a seated posture. Extend your legs out in front of you. Find your sit bones by rocking side to side. Pull the flesh away from your sit bones. Take the ankles together and stretch out through your heels. This is called Dandasana. Dandasana, Dandasana is a seated pose. It's the equivalent of Tadasana, mountain pose. Just as all the standing poses start from Tadasana, all the seated poses start from Dandasana. Again, you can take props and modify the posture to make it a little bit more accessible. And one option is to roll up your yoga mat, give yourself a little platform to sit on, or put yoga blankets underneath your sit bones. Just your sit bones, not your thigh. You would never want to forward fold with your lower back collapsed, right? So you want to make sure you have a nice straight back to start. Take your palms alongside your hips and press down. Reach through the heels, perhaps enough to reach and lift the heels up off the floor. Squeeze the leg muscles to the leg bones. Inhale the arms up to shoulders height. Turn the palms to face up. Inhale and extend up. So you're sitting like an L-shaped bracket. A lot of energy in the legs. Imagine, right, those old-fashioned stockings with the lines on the back of the legs. You want to press those lines firmly and evenly down. Press down and reach up. So we're not forward folding at all yet. We're just sitting. Just sitting here, right in this posture, can be challenging for people. Exhale the hands down. Come back to Dandasana. Good. So you want to catch hold of your right ankle, lean to the left, and take your right foot alongside your right hip if you can. Roll the calf flesh out from behind the thigh and sit in this, right, one leg extended forward and the knee bend. Now you lift up the knee, just release the skin. Again, press down. Try to find both sit bones if you can. Sit up nice and tall. You're going to feel a stretch right here in the quadricep muscle on the right side, even without bending forward. If you'd like, if you're a beginner, take a yoga strap, lasso your foot. Inhale, sit up nice and tall, right? Press down and lengthen up. This could be your asana right here. You could stay right here. You get all the benefits of the pose. If you want to forward fold, then again, without collapsing the chest, you're going to roll the upper body out of the pelvis, bow forward, take your shin, your ankle, and cross your wrist, grab your foot if you can, wherever you can get. I like to cross my wrist because then when I pull with my right hand, it squares my upper body over that left extended leg. And exhale, bow forward. You're going to feel a nice hamstring stretch on the left side, right? Again, as you forward fold, the forward folds are internally oriented poses, right? You can practice svadhyaya here, which is self-study, taking all your senses inward. So take your sense of touch, hearing, sight, all the physical senses. Direct them down towards your Anahata chakra, the center of your chest. Okay? Squeeze the top of the left thigh. It's going to help release the hamstrings on the left side. And again, work at your level. You might be okay just staying upright. Good. One more full breath. Really complete the exhalation here. And as you exhale, right, harness your mind to the exhalation. Inhale to slowly come up. All right, let's go to the other side. So you're going to take the right leg out. You can massage out that knee a little bit. Another option is to pad up under the legs with yoga blankets or with a thicker yoga mat. You're going to bend that leg back, roll the calf flesh out from behind the thigh, take the left heel right alongside the sit bone, release the skin from the front of the knee, and again, press down and fine-tune the pose just through trial and error so you can get both sit bones sit up nice and tall, nice and straight. Even though it's an asymmetrical pose, try to keep the upper body symmetrical. Beginners, again, just lasso the foot with a yoga strap or a belt and sit up nice and tall. Press the sit bones down, lengthen up through the crown of the head. Lift the sternum. Right, ground through the legs. Whatever's touching the yoga mat is going to be firmly grounded. Find a lightness, a levity to the upper body. Exhale, ripple forward. Right, work at your level. Take your shin, your ankle, cross the wrist, take the foot, wherever your flexibility allows. Right, without caving in the chest, keep an openness in the chest. Exhale, bow forward, squeeze the top of the right thigh. Press that right leg firmly and evenly down, and bow forward. Good, now fine-tune the pose. So you want to use your proprioception. That is the skill that dancers use, professional dancers, knowing at all time where your limbs are in space. Right? So almost like you were outside of yourself, seeing your body, seeing how evenly both sides of your trunk are extending, how evenly both sit bones are pressing down, right? A nice relaxed neck and shoulders. Good. Inhale to come up, slowly come up. And lean to your right, extend the leg out in front of you. And again, you can massage the knee out a little bit. Okay? All right, so we're going to come to a wide angle seated forward fold. And we're going to turn, right, to face the long side of the mat. So this is going to give us a little bit more padding under our heels. Again, if you're using a blanket under your sit bones, you're just going to move the blanket over here or roll up another yoga mat, put it under your sit bones. Take your legs out to a V. Good, now press your hands down, lift yourself up momentarily, tilt your upper body forward so you can find the inner sit bones. Right? Press the legs down, flex the feet in. Press the hands down, sit up nice and tall. Good. Exhale, you're going to turn to the right. And again, take an easy forward fold over that extended leg. Lasso the foot if you'd like and stay upright. You still get all the benefits of the stretch. If you want to go a little deeper, right, extend, grab the shin, the ankle, the foot, wherever you can get, and bow forward. Now, try not to let the left leg not be involved. Keep the left leg very active, pressing down firmly and evenly. Flex both feet in. Keep extending. It's not a static pose, but rather you're undulating with the breath. On the inhale, you ripple up a little bit. On the exhale, you melt forward. Engage the quadriceps, right? So the quadriceps and hamstrings work in opposition to each other. In order to fully release the hamstrings, you have to engage the quadriceps. Inhale to slowly come up. Come back to where we started, right? Press down, lengthen up. Revolve to the left. Walk your hands out like a teepee. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, hinge forward. Again, lasso the foot with a strap. Stay upright. Work on pressing the legs firmly and evenly down. Or take the shin, the ankle, the foot, wherever you can get, and forward fold to the other side. Try to move the torso evenly. Right? Even though it's asymmetrical, try to revolve the torso and to square off the torso with that leg as if there were a flashlight in the center of your chest. You're beaming that right between the toes. Good, 1 or 2 more breaths here. Complete the exhalation. Turn all your senses inward, all your physical senses. And the forward folds are sometimes recommended. You could do these at night if you have insomnia. They're helpful to fall asleep. Inhale to come up. So they have the opposite effects of back bends, which will help you, right, get going in the morning, give you some energy. Let's come back to sitting in the mat facing forward. I'm going to take 1 forward fold, right? 1 more forward fold, Paschimottanasana. So come to Dandasana, press your hands down, flex your feet in. Sit up nice and tall. Take the arms out and up. Turn the palms up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bow forward. Lasso the feet. Catch hold of the feet, the ankles, the shins, the soles of your feet, wherever your flexibility allows. Inhale, pulse up. Exhale, bow forward. This is really the ultimate seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana, which means stretching the whole trunk of the body. Really, really good for the paraspinal muscles alongside the spine and the hamstrings, the lower back, as long as you don't have any lower back injuries or pinched nerves. Inhale to slowly come up. Come up degrees, come up by degrees, come back to Dandasana. And now you're going to use your hands to ease yourself back. So protect your lower back by using your hands and your forearms and wrists to come to a reclining on the mat. Take the ankles together, stretch your legs out, reach for the heels, and then just drop your feet out to the side. Arms alongside your body, palms facing up. Cultivate a receptive quality in the palms. We've been regulating our breath the whole time. For Shavasana, this is the final part of the class, final relaxation. Just let your breath come back to a natural breath. If you're wearing glasses, you want to take your glasses off. If you're wearing a watch, you want to take your watch off. In your home practice, you would want to stay in Shavasana at least 5 minutes. It's considered the most important of all the asanas and the most difficult. All you want to do is watch your breath without changing it and observe your thoughts without judging them. Try to stay in the present moment. The breath is the bridge between the mind and the body, the past and the future, and the breath unites all living creatures. Just feel like you are being carried along by the tidal rhythms of the breath, the oceanic tides lifting you and then releasing you. After 5 minutes in Shavasana, you want to roll over on your right-hand side, curl up in a little ball, taking at least 2 full breaths here. Traditionally, you roll over on your right-hand side. Use your left hand and arm. Press yourself up to sitting. And let's come to sitting in Virasana again, like we started. You could sit with your legs crossed, your ankles crossed. You could even sit in a chair. Hands in Namaste. Tilting your head forward, eyes closed. We'll chant 1 Om together to close out our practice. Inhaling together. And bow your head to your own heart. Floating your eyes open. Shanti, Shanti's peace, and Namaste. Thank you so much.